Coverage for Rapid+TCT 2023 here in Chicago is brought to you by LDO Motors. For printer parts, kits, accessories, and more, check them out in the link in the description. So we are here at Rapid+TCT 2023, and I have Sam from E3D here, and they do finally exist, Revo High Flow. On the outside, it's pretty much the same, but you've done some work on the inside, so now it's a high flow. So what have you done?
Yeah, so as I said, the overall geometry is exactly the same, so you can just swap it straight in and out with your standard Revo or your Obsidian nozzles. So the whole concept behind this was increasing the heat transfer to the filament. And so the way that we did that is we have this insert at the end, and it has this little splitter at the top, so the filament comes down, splits around that, and then there are 4 holes that then converge to a point, and then that point matches with the orifice, and then you can extrude out there. So you can get a lot more heat into the filament, contact it in more area, essentially.
Okay, so essentially you're splitting the filament up so you have more surface area, so you can dump more heat into the filament, melt it faster, and then it'll recombine and then come out of a normal nozzle. And for those curious, I have one here. It's the same size as a standard high flow. So if you're already running a standard Revo, this drops right in, you don't have to change anything, right?
Yeah, exactly, same overall length. And that means that you can go from a 0.15 nozzle straight to a 1.4 mil nozzle, and the complete spectrum.
Awesome, and the only real visual difference is there's like a little ring here, you can see where the insert itself is.
Yeah, and then under the sock we've engraved HF, so,
so it does say high flow.
If you are unsure, then you can just check.
Okay, so it's high flow. What kind of flow rates are we talking about here?
So flow rates is an interesting question, because you can't just answer it with one number. Because it depends on your filament, what range of the temperatures you're running, your nozzle size, your extrusion width, how damp the filament is, that can actually have an effect on it as well. So our generic catch-all is 40 plus millimeters cubed a second. Now, if you want to try and convert that into something that you might be able to compare to on your machine, if you take Cruciment PLA black, 220 degrees, and then for your nozzle size, if you take your track width of half the nozzle size, your track height is half the nozzle, and then your track width is 1.2, then all of that together combines to 0.4 is 18 millimeters cubed.
Okay.
0.6, I believe, is 23. 0.8 is 28. And then 1 mil is 31 or 32. Oh, there's a lot of numbers here.
So as you go up with a bigger nozzle, you're going to get more flow out of the system. Because right now, a lot of people already have Revos. Those have a 30-watt heater. Am I correct?
40 watt standard.
Oh, it's a 40-watt standard.
Yes.
Okay, so is that with the 40-watt heater you're getting those?
So we are offering a 60-watt heater core. So is more power, and the reason is for some of the more materials that require more energy to actually melt them, so like your polycarbonates, things like that, you need that extra little bit of power to be able to max out that filament. So we're going to recommend people change to that, so they just don't have to worry about, is this specific filament I've got going to be limited by the 40 watt core? But things like PLA, you could swap it in with your 40 watt and you should be able to hit those same limits.
So for those that already have an existing Revo, you can throw this in, bump up your flow without having to change anything on your printer. And for those that want even more flow, you can go and upgrade the heater as well.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, as I say, it's more depending on the filament you choose, but yeah. And so we will be either selling the nozzles themselves, or there will be a high flow upgrade kit, which comes with a core, and I think it's 4 nozzles as well. So that's a little package that you can do it all in one go.
And is the heater the same size as well? So awesome.
Yeah, same size, same connectors. The little QR code and identifying label obviously indicates that it's a 60 watt heater core.
High flow Obsidian?
In the works.
In the works.
I think is what I will say at the moment.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So Revo High Flow, it's coming soon, and you'll be able to buy it. So they do exist. You'll be able to get one. So cheers.
Cheers, thank you.
Hi, Jason. Yeah, hi, Nero. Nice to meet you. Yeah. So we are here with LDO Motors, and we have Jason, and we're going to be talking about some updates to things they have, things they're going to be coming out with. And I think we're going to start with the positron, because this is something a lot of people have been wanting for a little bit now. LDO Motors is working on a positron kit, And there's been some changes, some tweaks and adjustments from when we last saw it. So I'll let Jason tell us what we're looking at. What's different on this now?
Okay, so since last Earth, we have a prototype there. Yeah, we do a lot of training on the polytron, try to solve some tricky issue. I can tell what we changed, but we still not do the production. Yeah. So first is you see a clear glass bed with ITO technology. So it's like a 24-volt PCT, but with conductive film on the glass, it can get heat and very reliable. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's consistent. That's consistent heat right across. The bed?
Yeah, across the bed, very consistent. And clear bed, you are easy to watch it. The first layer and if something wrong, you're easy to find it and stop it. With our change, the first layer is so clear, it's so good, right? And we also do an upgrade for the tool head board, make some bed optical sensor for the bed leveling.
Okay, so it actually has a bed level now. It's an optical bed sensor?
It's kind of, it's an optical sensor, not a touch rod. Yeah.
And is that the hot end that this machine's going to be using there?
Yeah, that's a hot end, customized hot end by feeders, and it's like 90-degree turn, but with not a straight turn, with a round turn. Yeah.
There we go there. So this is a custom hot end for this machine system.
Yeah.
Any other improvements on this machine since last saw it?
Yeah, we are also do some small change for the construction, customized parts to make it easy to assembly, more stable. And we are continuing to do some change for the future productions. Currently, we have a big issue for the synchro mesh belt. It's like only few manufacturing the whole world can make it in long lead time, 6 to 8 months lead time, and very expensive. So it's kind of succeed we move it to production. So we are considering using a thin belt, like 3 millimeter.
Oh, like a
belt.
thin. Okay.
Yeah, but we still don't lose the space with very thin belt like the V0.
Okay.
Yeah, but we need to do some change. So for production, for more reliable performance, we may go with regular belt, but with a thin belt and customize the fully idle.
Okay, so right now there are some people running beta units of this machine, so you are getting feedback out there.
Yeah.
When these do eventually become available, once you figure out if you're going to stay with the belts or go with the synchro mesh, are they going to be sold as pre-assembled units or kits, or will there be options?
Yeah, the schedule is we try to put the production to the marketing end of this year, and the schedule is we do 2 versions, pre-assembled one and a DIY kit. For the assembled one is like this, you can just take it out, pull it up, and then you can start spraying. And the price level should be like 900,000. And for the DIY
$900.
yeah,
900 to
1,000 something.
Okay.
I have no final decision yet.
Okay.
It still depends on the final cost. And for the DIY kit, you need to bring some parts and assemble it. And price level is similar as Boron Zero, like 6 to 700. So but all the production will come with a pelican case, a nice pelican case. So concept is fit this spring to a filament box. It will vary, but for the shipping, commercial, transportation,
you need something a little bit more robust.
Yeah. So this is nice. Everybody like this case.
Pelican case.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that you learn taking an original concept design and actually making it into a finalized, feasible product that for mass production.
Yeah.
So it's been a bit of a journey on this. Right?
Yeah. It's a long journey. We already worked on there like for more than 6 months and spent a lot of time, money, and resource. But we're still working on that for final production. Try to make it reliable. Now, how we work with one. We want a reliable machine, not workable. It is workable now, but we need a reliable one.
But if you do want a machine right now, they do have the V02 kits are available. They're out now.
Yeah.
Is it full V02 kits available, or are you still just doing upgrade kits?
We have full V02
already
have full.
Awesome.
Yeah. Both I upgrade the kit for the top hat and the both full kit.
Full kit.
Yeah, all the 0.3.
And any other kits in the works with LDO you want to share?
Yes, we are working some new production called like the CNC mill. Yeah, I already showed on the grid, and we're still working on the software side and the final wiring improvement. Yeah, but
Which CNC?
it's a called a Millionaire.
Oh, the Millennium Mill?
Millionaire Miller V1.5 version, but LDO version.
Okay, so that's in the works. Right?
Yeah, then we are in the works. Hardware almost done, but software side. Because that's have interesting things. They really don't have too much open source. And I think you played it. You know. We can play it with Fusion, but if they have some open source or good software, maybe it's better. Raise its popularity.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you.
talking to you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.